We knew it was coming. The ink wasn't even dry on the release schedule before the torpedoes were loaded in the tubes. It has become the most predictable, exhausting ritual in modern sci-fi. A new Star Trek show drops, and within hours, the internet is burning, the scores are tanking, and the fandom is at war. Again. Hey Geekly, Kikai Wafra here. Strap in, we're opening the file. So let's look at the damage report. Starfleet Academy just launched on Paramount+. The premise is pretty straightforward. It is a look at the cadets, the future officers, before they get hammered into the perfect Starfleet shape we know and love. But if you look at the user scores, you would think this show personally insulted their grandmothers. The numbers are brutal. On Rotten Tomatoes, we're looking at a 35% audience score. Compare that to the critics, who are sitting pretty at 85%. Over on IMDb, it's even messier. The show has a user rating of 4.8 out of 10. Almost 40% of the reviews, that's over 1,000 people, gave it a flat 1 out of 10. That's not a curve, that's a cliff. Now, let's play the devil's advocate for a minute. Let's look at this from the corporate boardroom, or frankly, from the people who actually like the show. And yes, they exist. The critics and a solid chunk of the fanbase argue that this is actually a necessary evolution for the franchise. Comicbook.com points out that if you liked Strange New Worlds, which, let's be honest, has been the golden child of this era, you should feel right at home here. The argument is that we need to see the messy years. We need to see these characters lack emotional intelligence so they can grow into it. It's not contradictory to Gene Roddenberry's vision, it's just the prequel to the competence porn we usually get in Trek. And honestly, conceptually, I get it. You can't just keep remaking the next generation forever. You have to try to capture a younger demographic, and a Hogwarts in space vibe isn't inherently a bad business move. But that's when I read the fine print. That's when I actually looked at what the haters are saying. The studio and the media are very quick to label this review bombing. And sure, when you see a wall of ones, there's definitely some coordinated rage baiting going on. But hiding behind the troll defense is becoming a very convenient way to ignore a massive, glaring problem with modern Trek writing. One of the top reviews on IMDb nails what I think a lot of people are actually feeling underneath the rage. They called it a, quote, cheap American-type high school series full of questionably intelligent teenagers, but in space. And that hits hard. The criticism isn't just I hate change. The criticism is that we've traded philosophical sci-fi for a CW teen drama with phasers. The disparity between the 85% critic score and the 35% audience score isn't just trolls living in their basements. It's a fundamental disconnect between what professional reviewers look for, which is usually production value and freshness, and what the core audience wants, which is competence, professionalism, and stories that don't feel like a bad YA novel. This is the hypocrisy that drives me up the wall. We're told that fans are toxic every time a show polls badly. But are they? Or are they just tired of the Kurtzman-era style, where emotional outbursts replace tactical logic? When nearly 40% of your audience gives you the lowest possible score, you can't just wave that away as review bombing. That's a rejection of your product. Is there toxicity in the fandom? Absolutely. But using that toxicity as a shield to deflect from the fact that you made a generic teen drama and slapped a Starfleet badge on it, that's taking us for fools. You cannot serve a steak dinner that tastes like a Hot Pocket and then get mad when the customer sends it back. Anyway, the link is in the description if you want to read the full report and torture yourself with the reviews. I want to know where you stand on this, because I'm genuinely torn between hating the toxicity and hating the writing. So tell me in the comments, is this just a coordinated hate campaign by trolls who can't handle change? Or is the audience score actually the only honest metric we have left for modern Hollywood writing? Team trolls or team truth? Fight it out. I'm gonna go rewatch Deep Space Nine. Alright, that is the file closed on this whole situation. If you appreciated the deep dive, go ahead and smash that like button, hit subscribe, and get loud in the comments, because we know the algorithm eats that stuff up. Now, quick pop quiz before you leave. Did you clock the specific uniform I'm rocking today? Drop the rank and division in the comments below. I need to know if I look like a true fleet officer or just some budget background extra. If you want to fuel these rants, the Buy Me a Coffee link is right down in the description. Catch you on the next one. This was Kikai Wafra for News Geekly.